Hey, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another production of a plugin for thunderPHP Framework that we've been creating. Okay, so what the Pages plugin is supposed to do is to make it easier for us to create pages for our website. So for example, static pages in this case, maybe contact us or about us and the like, but we can also make it so that our pages can accept dynamic data as well, like posts and all that. Okay, so let's begin the production process. We'll go to our project here in Sublime Text, and inside plugins you see that there is no pages plugin. So just like we've been doing here, where we have basic admin, basic auth, we're going to follow that and say basic pages to create a plugin named that. So let's create that plugin. Now what I'm going to do is go to my project folder. Now I'm going to say open folder here, and right in here, excuse me, thanks for this tip in the comments. You can just type cmd directly here to open a command line window in that particular folder. All right, that's a time saver. Okay, so once we have that, you can say PHP thunder, and we want to make a plugin. So we're going to say make plugin, and this plugin is going to be called basic pages. Now there's something I always keep forgetting to create. When you are creating a new project altogether, let's say the database was erased for some reason, it would be nice to have a migrate all command that will migrate all the folders of every plugin over here. So hopefully I'll remember to make this kind of thing in the near future, once, or maybe at the end of making this plugin. Okay, so our plugin was created. As you can see here, we have now basic pages over there. Now you will notice that this plugin will show up everywhere at this moment, and there it is over here. So it will show up on every single page. So let's go ahead and change some of these params. Now with pages, this has to run on every single page, except of course for the ones that we are very sure are not going to be used. So here we'll leave it at all, but we don't want it to run on the login page, for example. And this goes for the sign up page, the home page. These are pages that it doesn't need to run on. Maybe the logout page. The logout page doesn't really have a view, but we could just eliminate it from here for now. So what other pages have we forgotten? Maybe, let's see, login, sign up, home. These are the basics that are always there. We want it on the admin page as well, so that we can actually add some. That's where we'll be adding pages from. So this one will be called basic pages version 1, right? And let's do basic there, pages over here. Awesomeness. So you can put your author name here, etc., etc., website, and so on. Okay, so that does it. And then let's go now to our plugin.php. You don't have to write these, but let's do a description here. Oops, how did I write it? Creates pages for your website, or something similar. So we could put this description here, because mostly this is what we'll show when we make a plugin manager. the information will be taken from here. All right, so set value. Let's see here, the plugin route. Now, the plugin route here, let me duplicate. This is usually for the admin section, but you don't have to name these things this. You can name them anything you want. It doesn't matter, just variables you are setting here for later use. So in the admin section, this is going to be called pages, the route, right? Pages. And the admin route is admin. Now, table, we're going to have one table here called pages. Look at that. Okay. But with tables, maybe let's do this. Let's do tables like that. And let's put in an array instead, like this, right? Let me close that. Okay. So tables, we have pages table, and this one will be called pages. No surprise there. Alrighty then, guys. So permissions now. Of course, we're going to say view pages, because usually it's CRUD here. So view pages. Let's duplicate this a few times. Then there's add page. Now these usually are not plural, but this is entirely up to you. Of course, these are permissions you just create yourself. So we have permissions where we can allow a user to add a page, edit a page, or delete a page. Something like that. I think that does all the permissions we need. Controller. Now the controller, in this case, we don't really need a controller unless we are dealing with the admin section. Then we'll need a controller for that. So on this one, we're going to check first of all, we only load our controller here if the page, for example, is equal to the vars admin route. Yes, if page is equal to admin route, and we can use URL1 if that one is equal to vars plugin route. So if those two do match, then we can load in our controller. Otherwise, we ignore that. Okay, cool. Now we go to our view part. Now here we're going to have two views, the admin view and the let's see, views here. So let's separate these two. So I'm going to say new folder in here. So new folder, and one will be admin and the other folder will be front end. Wait, where are the folders? Oh, there we go. New folder, and the other one is front end. Okay, so at least now, then we should move the view to front end here. Open containing folder. Let me move this into front end, and let me close that as well. Do not save. Okay, so there's only going to be one view for every single page here. Now on top of that, we're going to have templates here. So there's admin, there's front end, and then we're going to also put templates. Now the reason for templates is if you want different page designs, then you can load the correct template that you want. So let's go views and let's make a new folder. Let's call these ones Wait a minute. Okay, let me leave this for now. We're going to deal with it a bit later. Okay, so with this, we're going to the loading of this page is going to be a little bit different to this. Because here we're going to have to read from the database. Now this view file does not exist anymore. So inside views we have frontend / view like that. So let's make sure we have that. And also I want to duplicate this a little. Let's do the admin, and then we're going to have a view file, and the controller will only run for the admin section. So we're going to leave that there. But then the admin should also have a view in there. So we're going to create a new file in there. And let me save this as view.php and save, so that we have a view in our admin section as well. Okay, so step by step. Now I've duplicated this one. This one I wanted this to be basic admin main content. That's the view we are looking at here. So I'm going to come here and say something like admin content for pages plugin. That way we know that it's running if we do run it. So that's admin view. So this should only work exactly with this if statement as well. So these two complement each other. And there we go. But this view and this should happen. Yeah, the loading process for this is a bit different. So let me just mute it for now like that so we don't see it. Then we're going to have our after query. So let me leave that. You never know when we're going to need that. But otherwise, I think we are done with our... Oh, but there's that part that needs to check whether... Let's just confirm there are no errors before I add that. Okay, so no errors so far. That's great. But if I go to other plugins here, maybe let's say basic auth plugin here. I just want this part that checks for missing tables. Now also, you don't have to always put this there, especially if you are in control of everything and you're not really distributing this plugin to somebody else. You could get rid of this part because you always make sure that the tables exist, but it's not, it doesn't hurt to leave it either. But you can save yourself some code by removing that if you're not distributing your plugin, that is. So missing table, tables, pages table. Okay, so once we have this part here, it should tell us that our table is missing. Doesn't look like it's missing. Wait, do we already have a pages table? No, we do not. So let me see what's going on. Why this does not... If table exists, tables is equal to tables, which is there. Table exists, tables, pages. Okay, this is supposed to show something. Okay, let me do this. Let me just I don't know what could be wrong here, why it's not... Oh, because it doesn't run on the home page. Sorry, my bad. Okay, so sometimes I forget these things. Alright, so let's try a different page that we know. Let's say the profile page, for example. And there it is. So it says basic pages, plugin name, pages. Wait. Alright. Why does it say pages as the plugin name when clearly it's basic pages? And basic pages here. What is going on here? I've seen this before. just says the plugin in tables. So these are swapped, right? Missing database tables in basic pages plugin. Oh, okay, so here it's telling me the tables that are missing. Okay, good, that makes sense now. All right, so there we are. That's a missing table there. Good. Now we need to make migration files and models as well. So let's just create those real quick before we edit them in the next video. So let's do PHP thunder, and then we'll say make model. So the model we are making is inside the basic pages plugin, and we're going to name that pages. Now model is usually singular like this. It's just page to represent a single page row. And there we go. And then let's do something very similar here. Gonna use the arrow keys, the up arrow key, to type most of this. Now instead of model, we make migration. Make migration inside the same basic pages plugin, and this migration will be called pages. Yep, that's it. So press enter, and a migration file was created. So as you can see here, we have those two files, a migration file and a page class over here. All right, so this is all good now. Most of this, let me close that. So I have a list of these are the columns that I want for my table. So before we go, let's actually add those here. So I'm going to get rid of maybe this part here. Yeah, and then paste these guys over here like so. Okay, then I'll copy this part up to here, and I want to duplicate. I want to paste this here. So I'm gonna go like, oh, before I paste, let me just use the tab key up to there and paste, and then I'm gonna press the end key, and this is the part where I can just add, I don't know whether, what's the most common thing here? I think actually it's int or something like that. So I'm gonna just do int like that, and then do unsigned. Anyway, it doesn't matter here. Just do int and put no, and then close that like that. Okay, so let me look for the delete. There's disabled here. There's no delete. Deleted is not there. It's just disabled. So let me just remove this actually and change deleted to disabled. All references to this, change that to disabled. Let me remove these keys. Let me remove that. I don't want to be adding any data. Cool. So we have title here. This one is a varchar of 100. We can allow no, that's fine. User ID, that's an int here. We can put unsigned if we want. Good. And then we have image. Image is a varchar as well. Now the thing is, I want us to be able to upload an image, maybe a featured image or something like that, but you can ignore this one if you don't want to. It's not that important. Description and keywords, these are just for SEO. So I'm gonna do maybe 255 here, and same as keywords here. Those are just what you write for Google when doing searches and stuff. We have a slug here. The slug will be 100. That's fine. Now content itself will be text. Now there are times when text is not enough depending on the content of your page, so you could use medium text like that. Okay, views is int, that's great. Let's just put a default value of 0, and date, we have date created, updated, and date deleted. This one shouldn't have been changed, so I can replace that with all of that. Let's remove this. Okay, so now we have disabled, date created, updated, and deleted. That's fine. Okay, looks like there's medium text and there's large text, I think, or something. I don't know. I don't remember the other one, but you can go to PHP My Admin and check all these types in case you are wondering what they're supposed to be. So let me put user ID here as a key. Those are, and then slug as well. Those are the things we will be using to search for content. And maybe views can be used because we could want to order things by the view. Now, display title is here only because, let's use tiny int here actually. Tiny int of length 1. The default is supposed to be 1, like that. Okay. So what this does is that it lets us know if we want to actually display the title of that page, or we can ignore the title in case all the content is just you just want to display the content of the page, which is this part here. Alrighty then, display title, views. Okay, so you can add to the keys here whichever one of these you want to be using. Let's see, title is title there. Sometimes you may want to search by page title, so we're gonna do that as well. Okay, I think that does our migration file, right? That is cool. And let's see here. We can also, since we already have these columns anyway, actually it's better to copy from here because this is the final rendition of columns. So I'm gonna copy from there, and let's go to page here, and I'm going to paste allowed columns, paste, and then I will get all of this like so. Like that, and then press Control right arrow key and press Shift Control and then right arrow key like that, or just press Shift and End and then backspace, comma. Alright, that way we have all these guys here. Good, except the ID, of course. Alright, so then we can copy this. Now, depending on whether you want certain things editable, now we shouldn't add date updated here, so let's remove that, of course, and we can't... oh, wait. That's right, these can be... Wait a minute. So allowed columns are for inserting, so we do not need these when inserting data, and date created should never be changed over here, so let's remove that there. This and this can be changed, and that goes for the rest. The slug, no. Once the slug is created, it's never changed. But who knows, maybe you might want to change it, so let's leave it there. What else we got? So we can put this validation when in another video, but for now at least we have this that is functional. Right now it means we can save some stuff. Alright guys, so far so good. Our migration file is good. We have that, and that is great. So let's try and just run the migration file and then call it a day so that we can get rid of this error. So we're going to say PHP thunder and say migrate. This is in the basic pages plugin and press enter. Okay, so there's an error here. It says error creating tables pages. Now there's a syntax error. You have an error near no and then disabled. Okay, so there's something missing somewhere here where there is disabled before no. So there's here default. This is the wrong spelling for default, so let's remove that. I think that's probably why. So let's redo that query, and there we go. It was successful. Now if I refresh, everything works as intended. Okay, pretty cool. Now if we refresh our tables, we have a pages table here, which is awesome. And there it is. Alright guys, so at least we have a new plugin now. Let's continue in the next video.